The glass slipped from my hand before I even realized I'd dropped it. It shattered against the kitchen floor, water splashing against my bare feet. She stood by the counter, phone still glowing in her palm, her words echoing in the air like the aftermath of an explosion. "I need to find out if big size truly matters," she had said, smiling like she was joking. Then she added, almost teasingly, "You'll never know. Don't worry." The tone was casual, almost playful. But something in her eyes wasn't. The words hung there, impossible to unhear. "Is that supposed to be funny, Mia?" I asked, my throat tightening. She shrugged, pretending not to see the tremor in my hand. "Relax, Daniel. It was just a comment in the group chat. You're so serious all the time." But it wasn't just a comment. Her phone buzzed again. I saw the name flash before she could tilt it away. Ethan. Her gym trainer. The same guy she'd been talking about for weeks. Always in passing, always casual. "Ethan says I should try heavier squats. Ethan says I've got perfect form. Ethan says size doesn't define strength." And now this. That night I couldn't sleep. Every sound in the house felt amplified. The ticking clock, the hum of the air conditioner, her steady breathing beside me. My mind spun in loops, replaying the way she'd smirked after saying those words. Was it a test? A confession? Or worse, a truth she didn't care to hide anymore? I told myself not to overthink. But overthinking was all I had left. The next morning, she left early for her gym session. I watched her go, tight leggings, bright sneakers, hair tied high. Her perfume lingered in the doorway long after the car engine faded down the street. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the half-empty mug she'd left behind. My reflection rippled on the coffee's surface. Tired eyes, clenched jaw, a man trying too hard to believe a lie. Something inside me whispered, "Find out." By noon I was parked across from the gym, my hands gripping the steering wheel so tight they ached. Through the tinted windows I saw her laughing with him. Ethan, tall, broad, confident. He brushed a hand against her back, guiding her toward the private training room. She didn't pull away. I waited. An hour. Then 2. When she finally emerged, her hair was damp, not with sweat, but with the soft, relaxed sheen of someone freshly showered. Her smile was different, looser, satisfied. I felt something hollow open inside me, something cold and silent. That evening she came home humming, set her gym bag down, kissed me lightly on the cheek like nothing had changed. "How was your day?" she asked, pouring herself wine. I wanted to scream. I wanted to demand the truth. But instead I asked, "You and Ethan seem close." Her hand froze midair just for a second. Then she smiled again. "He's just helping me reach my goals." "What kind of goals?" She looked at me, really looked at me, and I could see the faint trace of pity in her eyes. "You wouldn't understand." That was the moment I knew. Not from what she said, but from how easily she said it. The affection between us had become performance, routine lines from a dying play. Days turned to weeks. She stayed later at the gym. Her phone never left her hand. She started dressing differently, bolder, hungrier for attention. The intimacy between us became mechanical. She kissed me goodnight without meaning it. I responded without feeling it. And every time I looked at her, I remembered that one line, that awful mocking line that split my world in two. "You'll never know." But I did know. I just didn't want to admit it. One night I followed her again. This time not to the gym. She drove to a hotel on the edge of town. Parked. Walked inside, her pace confident, rehearsed. I waited 10 minutes. Then went in. The receptionist didn't even ask questions. Couples came and went here all the time. I found her room from the registry. 312. My hand trembled as I knocked. Silence. Then her voice muffled. "Who is it?" I didn't answer. The door opened a crack. Her face went pale. Behind her I saw him shirtless, smiling faintly like he'd already won. "Daniel, I stepped back. "Don't explain. Just tell me one thing." She swallowed hard. "What?" Did it matter? Her lips parted. She hesitated. Then instead of denying it, she whispered, "Yes." And that was it. No shouting. No tears. Just truth. Cold and heavy. I walked away before she could say more. Outside, the night air hit me like a slap. My breath came shallow, my chest hollow. I drove without direction, headlights cutting through darkness that felt endless. My mind was blank, but my body shook with something raw: rage, grief, disbelief, maybe all at once. For years I had believed love could survive anything: doubt, boredom, distance. But not this. Not betrayal dressed as curiosity. Not a love that mocked me while pretending to stay. A week later, she came home to find her key no longer fit the lock. I'd packed her things, left them by the door with a note that said only 3 words. Now you know. It's strange how silence can be louder than any argument. The house feels different now, emptier but also cleaner. Like the air can finally breathe again. Sometimes I still hear her voice in my head, playful and cruel. You'll never know. But I do. I know what it feels like to be broken, to question every memory, every touch, every moment that once felt real. I also know what it means to let go, not out of hate, but because staying would mean losing yourself completely. And maybe in the end that's the only truth that ever mattered.